out there, just join up, and then I'm going
Yo,
to chat.
what's up?
Yo,
All right.
honestly, it was a little bit, it was getting chaotic in there, I could tell. So
Yeah, you're listening?
yeah, it was. So
All
I
right.
mean, I think you got it unlocked, bro.
Really, do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
All
All right,
right, bro.
wait a
Good
second.
luck.
Wait a second. So this is my first time, being a moderator of the lecture stage because this is my
Indeed.
first time running a lecture over here. All right, so there are requests and okay, and I just all right. I think I mean if you could,
Wait, do you have the role, right?
yeah, I do. I just gave myself the rule.
Yeah. All right. Good luck, bro.
All right, thank you. All right. So yeah, the topic is environment, as I said, and then maybe after like an hour or so, when we exhaust that topic, then we could just move on to like if another topic that's like really important comes up, then we can like move on to that. But we got I got a lot to say about environment. Okay, yeah, Gervina wanted to say something wholesome. Uh, love to speak from this perspective. Someone living in a small ass apartment. All right. All right, Haki. I think you gotta come on the stage. Hey, I sent you an invite, Haki. Yo,
Yeah, what's up, guys? Can you hear me properly?
we can all hear you.
Beautiful, yeah. So, the topic of environment, is there anywhere you want to go specifically with this? Like a bit more of a.
Um, I mean, we're just talking about environment in general. I mean, we can talk about either workspace environment, which is like what like I focused on, but I we can also talk about environment, like I don't know, friends, like family. We can talk about any kind of environment. We're just talking about environment and how it affects you, because basically there are rules to the environment that basically are applicable to all the instances of the environment, and
Right.
that's what we're talking about.
The biggest thing that comes into my mind when you say environment is nature nurture
Hmm.
and the environmental factors versus the like
Yeah.
very
I mean that
natural genetic
that
factors.
environment is it's very very relaxing to be in that environment. All right, so you wanted to say wanted to speak from a
Uh,
point of living in a small ass apartment.
yeah, listening to Matt Penn, the previous points that he was making, he's actually very smart, by the way. He's only like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, he
He
is.
does sound like a Jordan Peterson type. But I found that some of the points that he was making might have been like a little immature, because and I agree that if you have the ideal amount of space, like sleep in one room and rearrange your office in another room, do that. That's beautiful,
Yeah.
and that's I think how you should be trying to like scientifically manage your environment to like um, to coordinate or to what's the word, associate certain like psychological states with certain like places that you're in your house. For me, I only have one room, man. I have to wake up from my floor and
Mm.
then straight exercise here on this same floor, like just roll up a mat and exercise.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah, I get you.
so
Yeah, when go ahead.
yeah, that's the primary thing I want to say is I felt like that was just like I feel like especially a lot of people in this Discord only really have a very small amount of space to work with. Like if they're living
Hmm.
with their family or even if they're living by themselves and they're like renting an apartment or something, you really only have a small room. And I think more important than like, 'cause I do think like I don't know the exact scientific word for it, but I think like priming certain like um, places in your house with certain psychological states of like getting into work mode or getting into sleep mode is important. But if you can't do that, I think more so the mastery of like willpower and development of discipline is like really so much more important than that. Because even in this one small room, like I've gotten to the point where I'm minimizing all of the things, all of the distractions, and all of the um, instant gratification things I used to do to the point where this room just feels like a place of discipline. I
Hmm.
guess the main point that I want to make, if you only have a small space to deal with, make that shit the hyperbolic time chamber and make it so that even when you wake up, like that's still because going to sleep and waking up
Hmm.
is in a sense
So you're going to
huge
sleep
amounts
in
of
your
just
office and waking up in your office.
Exactly. So, and going to sleep is not necessarily like a lazy thing. It's going to like to have proper sleep even requires like a pretty high level of discipline to go to sleep at a correct time, and to manage your to manage your being correctly, efficiently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is there anything you want to segue the point into?
Yeah, I
'Cause
do.
I don't
But
know what
before
else to do.
before I add my take on that, before I have my take on that, does anybody want to does anybody have any comment about that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Please ask me questions or like challenge my points of view. I would
Yeah, I
definitely love
mean,
that.
yeah, I know, but before I say something, then I'm asking people what they do.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we don't have anybody who has except Grubina and
Read about points
Sergey
of curious. If possible,
waiting.
if you scale it down and focus on schedule, inject correlation, and achieve it. Um, correlate to more subtle things during lockdown. Focus on specific object. Okay, you know what? With that, I completely agree. That you need to concentrate on more like subtle, smaller like aspects of your room. So your
Hmm.
room, even in the sense, even like working with a small like one room space, like it is divided into like subsectors. I would say it is kind of weird because I like work out on the same floor that I sleep on.
What? Okay.
But
So, well,
uh,
you sleep on the mat on which you work out.
yeah. I mean, I roll the mat up, but I sleep on the floor space in which I work out. If that
Mm,
makes sense.
you're going to uni.
No, I'm not going to uni.
Okay. Well, I would say that. So for people, all right. So obviously you've made that environment very, very productive, and it's working for you. But for
It's
people,
taken a lot of time though, and I think that it would have been much more efficient if I had much more space. Like, so if you do have the option to make an office like somewhere else, I feel like that would definitely be more efficient. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I think that if you truly have like no space in your apartment, you could like go. And the problem is, look, if you haven't yet established that environment as procrastinating environment or any kind of environment like that, then you can work with that. But what if you have already established that environment as procrastinating, jerking off, and all those negative habits? I think that in that situation, you would have to make your temporary office like outside, like maybe on a coffee shop or something, like working over there on the answering emails on the laptop. I think that would
I
be
don't completely agree. I know the point that you're trying to make, but one of the biggest things is you have to like sort of take an action of reset. And the biggest things that you could do in your room to
hmm
do that is repaint your walls and to
yeah,
move things
and
around.
to
So that
rearrange furniture. Yeah,
yes,
because
exactly.
that then it's going to look like a new room. Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Also, colors do affect our our emotions.
Psychological state,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like I had this. Wait a second. I had this thing. So like yeah. So if you paint your room like blue, then it's going to have a very very different effect. Like it's going to seem like I believe trustworthy and stuff like that. And when you paint your no like responsible and stuff. But when you paint your room red, it's like it's more like tense atmosphere and stuff.
My room is currently colored blue, and the way that I understand blue on like a psycho sort of energetic level, the energy or the psychology of blue is that it is the energy of, as you said, responsibility, but more so expression and truth. Like it keeps me accountable, it keeps me authentic, and
Hmm.
this is all like kind of.
Yeah, so it basically
I
all
mean,
depends on how you perceive colors.
yeah, but I do think there is objective science
Yeah,
behind
there
colors.
is of course, but every person is different. Everybody, to somebody, red might be a color of blood and stuff, but to somebody else, it might be more of a color of seduction. Or green could be like a color of environment to one person, and then green can be like color of something else. So I think you need to
I
repaint. Like if you're going to repaint your room, I think you need to repaint that to how you respond to colors.
I agree with you, but I also think there is like an objective factor within it. Like I
Yeah, of
do think a
course.
green has a objective effect on one's mind versus like a red. I agree with you. It is a color of like seduction or desire or willpower. Um,
Yeah, of course. Like I have this chart right here. I have this colors evoke thing. I'm gonna send that in the lecture chat.
Glade Fluid said gray has been empirically proven to be the most productive color. Bro, I'm not painting my fucking room gray, bro. I'd kill
Yeah, dude.
myself.
Yeah, gray is longevity, modernism, and calm. That's what it generally is perceived at. All right. Fluid, Matpen, Sergey, Gerbina, Glenny, what do you want to say? Just type in the chat so I can filter out what's valuable and what's not. And just pin me, just to.
Red grabs your attention since we attribute it to danger, and hence why poisonous frogs are bright colors to fend off predators, since they know red-green cyan means poison. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The reason why I like wearing red, especially when I work out, is because it's the color of like that boosts your willpower, that boosts your discipline. I don't even know if it boosts your discipline levels, but it boosts your willpower definitely. It's
Yeah,
sort
but
of that
there's
raw,
also
like-
subjective factor, because for me, like red, I can the red like kind of calms me down. Like blue is like the color of, oh, I gotta wake up, because blue light is the color of the morning, and I think that
Ooh, what do you mean by that? The color of the morning?
yeah, because the sky color when you wake up, it's like blue. All right, wait a second. But
I mean,
but when when
depends.
there's a sunset, then the color of the sky is more yellow and stuff.
It depends where you wake up though. If you wake up
Yeah,
like today, I woke up at 6 a.m. and
Yeah, I
it
know,
was
but there's
fucking
like
gray
this
outside.
blue light mode for phones that is specifically designed to ease your eye. All right, Cafe suggests should I just keep my phone out of the room always? Well, it depends on whether or not you have alarm on your phone. I mean, you still need to wake up at a reasonable hours. So I would just suggest moving your phone to like another desk so you don't scroll through Instagram while you're falling asleep.
No, I think that you should take it out of your room.
I mean, if you have an
Honestly.
alarm on your phone,
Right, if you have another arm.
yeah, if you have
What?
if you need to wake up and you have an alarm,
Yeah, bro, get a wooden alarm or get a different type of alarm. Honestly,
yeah, that is actually a good point. Gerbina, I wanted to say something very inspirational that happened today. All right,
exactly, a digital one.
all right, I'm gonna get Gerbina up here.
Yeah, sure. I do have a wooden alarm that I actually haven't started using yet, but I do highly recommend all of you guys like use your phone and you have that problem of like you don't want to look at your phone first thing in the morning, but you use it for your alarm. You should buy a different sort of alarm.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, what's up, Gerbina? What's
Inspire me, bro.
what do you want to say?
Well, I got like a very nice notification today on my Instagram feed because I like don't use Instagram, but I hop on once for like every day for a minute, just to like see because I follow like people that are like fitness related and just to like support them and like their shit. And one thing that I saw is that one of my friends who is a bodybuilder and he's like 19, he actually like won 3 bodybuilding shows in a row, and he's now sponsored by Dorian Yates. And it was so like inspiring to me that like somebody from my like my environment is such a successful position.
I
I like
get you.
fucking bought some creatine from him to like support his like new fucking venture. And plus I needed some creatine, And
Yeah.
I'm fucking buying Dorian Yates like branded creatine. It has it's like a creatine pre-workout mix, and I'm so like proud of him. Like it's like his discipline and like his sacrifice, because he was like dieting for the past 6 months, and he won like 3 bodybuilding shows while being natural against like roided out dudes. Like
Wait,
holy
these were
shit.
natural bodybuilding shows?
What?
These were drug bodybuilding shows and he was natural.
Yes.
Oh.
Damn, dude. Then he really has some genetic potential.
Yeah, and I'm really proud of him. Like, he just went a long way, and like he worked hard for what he has right now, and I'm so proud of him. And I just wanted to like share this moment to like explain gratitude, and like to tell everybody that if he can do it, like we used to like go to parties and be degenerates, and now he's like a successful bodybuilder that's literally like sponsored by Dorian fucking Yates, 6-time Mr. Olympia. Like if he can do it, and if I can be successful in bodybuilding too, then everybody can do it.
Blackpool will disagree with you. Yeah, man.
How
But
do you
yeah.
make that point? Like clear-mindedly, Gravina, though. Some people just. I don't
No,
wanna say
I don't mean in the bodybuilding sense, in like the sense of achieving success. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
In whatever field you can excel in, you have to work
Exactly.
hard on it, and just like discipline and time is the only two things that are gonna garner you success. You know.
That's a very important point that needs to be added to it, though, is pick a field which is very like innate to you, which is very yeah, intuitive to you. It sounds like that guy has really good genetics.
Yeah,
If he
dude.
hops on roids, like he'll prosper in that field even more so.
Definitely.
Yeah, so if you surround yourself with people like that, then you don't have to, you don't have to surround yourself with people exactly like you. So, but if you surround yourself with some bodybuilders like that, with some successful entrepreneurs, then you can become like the hybrid.
You become the average of the 5 people you're around with.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, sir.
Alright,
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for putting me up, man.
alright, no problem, man. Alright,
Some prefer the tense competitive environment, some focus in silence, some healing and
alright.
safe.
So,
I agree with that partially, but I think there is objective factor to Monique. I think that human beings do prefer to be in like sort of. I think competitive environment can definitely propel people and is like a form of stress, but with like too much of that, too much of anything will become to your detriment. And I do think you need to go back to like that sort of peaceful, healing environment.
yeah. I hate people who listen to ASMR when they sleep. The correlation is creeping when they try to sleep without it. I mean, does anybody here listen to ASMR?
I always found that shit kind of cringe, to be honest.
Alright, Chris, do you wanna have on stage and tell us how it has helped you, if it has helped you?
Synthol in small amounts is temporary. What is synthol used for in small amounts?
I don't know, just making you look big.
Synthol is an aesthetic oil that you put into your muscles, and it's very unhealthy. And there are like people who do it and with like copious amounts of, and they like put copious amounts of synthol in their muscles, and it doesn't even increase your strength. It just makes you look like a fucking water balloon.
Yes.
I mean, some professional bodybuilders use it, but in very healthy amounts, and it's sometimes there was like a video of somebody's like he injected synthol into his shoulder and it leaked during the bodybuilding competition.
Exactly, I saw that. And I was just wondering, is there any amount of synthol that's healthy? Like,
No, you're literally injecting oil into your muscles. It's
Right.
disgusting.
Alright, Chris, wanna tell us about your ASMR experiences?
I have tinnitus. Yeah. So I have tinnitus, or however you say it. So I always have like this high pitch whining in my ear. So I always have to, not always, but usually have some form of like rain sounds on or something. Yeah, just to help with that.
wait, so when
especially-
you go to sleep, you have a high pitch whining? What does that mean?
Like in my ear. Like
Like that beat, like a frequency that's
yeah. That's what I hear
always
constantly.
going on?
Yeah, right now.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, dude. Did you
I was
did you get it
slapped. No, I was. So when I was like 16 or so, I was slapped on both ears, but basically someone clapped with my head between their hands, and ever since I've had tinnitus.
Alright, so
Tinnitus.
so how
Look that up.
so in what degree did it help you? Like, did it significantly help you to fall asleep?
Yeah, definitely. It just kind of doesn't make it go away, but you just focus on other things.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
wait, what? You focus on other things?
Yeah, well, like, you focus on the sound.
Yeah,
that's
the sound.
going rather than this high pitched whining, and then obviously you condition yourself to fall asleep to this same noise, so you almost definitely need that noise to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So
That sounds like a very outlier situation though, and I sympathize with you a lot, dude. I'm sorry, that sounds. Oh,
I think
dude, I love my silence.
I think it has the same effect as meditation. Like, meditation is basically just helping you focus on
I disagree.
pushing your thoughts out of your mind, intrusive thoughts.
No. That's not simply the benefit of meditation. Meditation has a ton of like intellectual
Yeah, of course.
increasing properties. Literally increases the gray matter in your brain. Will increase your creativity, your logical will increase the left side ability of your brain, and the left hemisphere, right.
Yeah,
right
of course,
hemisphere ability
but
your brain.
I'm just speaking that it helps choose what you choose to focus on. Because I have ADHD, and since I've started meditating, it has almost cured all my symptoms.
really,
Yeah, dude, really.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that is in fact crazy. All right, I think I'm gonna remove Grubina from the stage, or because I need to let some people speak here. right?
Symptoms that meditation took care of. Dude, meditation helps with so much shit, especially like I resonate with Kathy's point. Like I used to be very ADHD, and I still am pretty ADHD to an extent, but just specifically like allowing your mind. It's a worlds of difference once you gain that clarity of mindfulness and focus, and you're literally able to sit with something and focus on that for more than
Uh,
5, 10 seconds without having your attention snap to something else.
yeah,
The level that your brain works on is like
yeah,
much sharper.
Gerbina, I'm
and
moving you
much,
to the audience because I need to listen. And the haki, I'm also gonna move you to the audience because some people, I gotta let some people speak.
Of course.
But wait a second. So let's play this ASMR for different reasons. You're distracting your mind using the rain. It works, but mildly concerns me. I
I
don't.
mean, if you have the problem that he does, I think it's so much different, and like we can't speak on like just having a constant ringing in your ears sounds fucking terrible to me.
It's not fun. It's not fun.
Yeah. And I literally looked on Google like how do people get rid of that, and it just says that just turn on a white noise machine to mask the noise from tinnitus, and that's
Yeah.
it's unfortunate.
Yes. So, Parker Roscoe, you wanted to say something? Just do the raise your hand in the lecture.
Oh right.
No,
Don't raise your hand in the lecture chat in the actual lecture.
yeah, because all right. I sent you an invite.
Okay, so ADD runs in my family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have every symptom of it, but I never went to the doctor or something. So I'm not saying I have ADD, but I have every symptom of it. And
Yeah.
what I experienced during meditating is that I'm focusing on my breathing, but in the same time I can focus on other things. But I don't really notice that I thought of other things after I thought of it. And then I get distracted with breathing.
And then blinking.
Blinking. What is blinking?
When you blink your eyes, eyelids.
Blink.
No, I don't have any
You don't
things
blink.
with blink, but it's just like my mind thinks of concentrates on multiple layers. That's very annoying. And so I think that's maybe why I didn't have experienced any symptoms of meditating or any benefits.
I mean, dude, how long have you meditated for? That's the first
Yeah.
thing I'm gonna ask you. 'Cause it-
1.5 months.
Exactly, bro, and especially if if
Yeah, then it's making
ADD
you
and
so much
like
harder for you,
lack
dude.
of concentration problems run in your family history. You're gonna need to dedicate much more. I don't
Yeah,
want to say
dude.
much
It's
more
like
time.
it's
You're
like
gonna need to
going to the
dedicate
gym. If you
some
have
time.
shit genetics, then you're gonna obviously gonna work a lot more than an average person.
What are you trying to say? Have I got bad genetics?
No, bro, you're beautiful. You have Greek god Adonis genetics. But Porco, seriously, don't give up quickly, man. Because literally, the amount of scientific information online that just
Yeah.
is able to describe the amount of huge benefits of meditation much better than I am just on my own anecdotal and my own personal experience. Bro, do your research and literally just persevere with it. Be consistent with it, and you will reap so many benefits with it. Especially, meditation is designed for someone like you that has those issues with concentrating and goes into like layers and layers and layers.
It's like a specialized
loses-
treatment for you. Like this treatment is like meditation is suited for people with who find it hard to focus on one single thing. Like meditation is that's the main thing that you can be doing to without taking any fucking drugs to increase your mindfulness and stuff.
No. Well,
There you go.
the thing with the multiple layers is that with the ADD symptoms, I can still make homework. It's just that while I'm making the homework or while I'm learning a subject, I'm also thinking about other things in the meantime,
And that goes back to environment. So you need to have as much of a minimalist environment as possible. So
So, what do you think?
An
Like
example,
ripping out
dude.
all the anime posters on my walls?
yeah, dude. Replace them with fucking Adonis posters, dude.
No, listen, you can have like one or two.
Yeah,
but
dude.
when you actually have so many, like you start thinking about all of those other
Yeah, but like
worlds.
when you look
Oh,
at
yeah,
when
yeah,
you
I
start
have to,
looking
I
at your
have to.
room, like when you have so much shit around your room that you cannot focus, then it's making it for you way harder to focus on one specific thing. Like if I want to read a book, I'm literally going to take everything off my desk and just place this one book and just go. And I know I'm gonna read that. Just like when you're in the gym for like 1 hour, you're obviously gonna try to at least work out a little bit, just because you're in that environment.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you gotta design your room in, you know, if you want to, if you want to be mindful on top of, meditating and stuff like that. And
Yes.
But wouldn't your room be empty then? Without any decoration?
It should be as close to empty as you can get it. I think so.
yeah, but
That's
it
why
also
I
it also
remove my
depends on the
bed,
person.
bro.
Because if you want to like, if that affects you positively, then it might be a good idea to like put some things that make you happy in that room. Like put some things that I don't know. If, for example, something that lightens up the mood. For example, lights in the room. Like,
Naked woman.
nah, dude, you're not in.
Bro, you're
Are you
not
an art student?
concentrating If you got that.
I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. But about the Giga Chat thing, I actually thought of it, but then I thought, what if my mother walks into my room and sees a poster of like Giga Chat on the wall? She'll
Go
probably
with Arnold then. She'll know who Arnold is.
Alright, wait a second.
Probably flip
Wait a
the bean to him. a few
Alright,
times.
guys, wait a sec. CFL Cafe, I am down horrendous. How to start being productive again? How do I limit social media use? You gotta, first of all, you gotta design your environment. I mean, this lecture is about environment, so I'm gonna keep going back to the environment. I think best thing you can do is all right.
Focus
First of
yourself.
all, answer me this: how in what environment do you use your social media? Like, do you like browse, I don't know, Instagram while you're falling asleep, as you're falling asleep?
I think usually people use it in every single environment, dude. Everywhere they are, they have their phone on them. Even if they go outside, they have their phone. When they go in a room, they're on their
yeah.
phone. Like they're always on social media.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
Everywhere.
The people I
Alright,
always see
alright.
online and that always respond
Alright, see-
immediately to my messages, I just know they're
Alright,
stupid.
CFO, I think if you truly do have your phone everywhere and you use it, Instagram, or you just put it in a backpack or something, just so it's a little bit, harder to get to the phone. Just keep putting it in the backpack, because then you're gonna be discouraged because it's too easily accessible. Just like putting your phone in another room as you're falling asleep.
Yeah, I'll take it even further though. If you're down horrendous, as you're really saying, like just don't take it outside, bro. Like turn it off as much as you can. Put it in another room as much as you can. And even then, I think that's like more so like the byproduct. I think more so you should be focusing on just working on yourself and becoming more of a high value person. And once you realize like, oh shit, I have so much to work on myself. Like I'm down bad, and you realize you're really down bad. You have that clarity. Like you'll stop looking at so many other people because you'll just be looking at yourself. Yeah, I hope that makes sense.
So,
What else?
Fluid, what's your suggestion? Because he has I have some suggestion.
I think Fluid's a really good person to get on. He's very clear-minded. He has a lot of good taste.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, a lot of information in his brain.
Yeah, Fluid, raise your hand up in the lecture.
Every time you notice your autopilot binging Insta and Snapchat, say stop out loud. I agree, yeah.
What do you guys think of deleting all social media?
Well, it depends. I think. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hey, Fluid.
And with that point,
But last
deleting
time I
all
was
social
so pissed.
media- I agree, you should delete all social media. If you're not getting any entrepreneurial business benefit out of it, you're really just wasting your time. Especially if you're a young kid, you're not getting any monetary use out of it to market yourself. You should delete the shit out of that. And
Yeah, dude,
don't
but-
care how many friends you delete.
But if you actually are starting some business, then you should just limit that. And I think it's good. But to be honest, how hard is it to just reinstall the social media again?
I mean, if you
Easy
delete
as
all,
fuck.
listen, the thing is,
Yeah, dude, there was a time when I was a little Jeffrey. I uninstalled like YouTube from my phone. Even like I think I disabled it or something. Yeah, I think I uninstalled the app YouTube from my phone, dude.
but
like,
dude,
a week later, I just reinstalled it because it's so easy to reinstall that shit. So I think
Yeah.
that if you truly do want to like quit your social media, then get an accountability partner. Oh yeah, my friend, delete your accounts
I
instead of the app.
agree.
That is
But
a really good
listen,
advice.
But the thing with social media is it gets you friends and it gets you like women. Like how other do you have to present yourself
You're
to
right.
the public?
Like,
I mean, bro, if you're down bad, you're not getting women with it. You're just using it to waste your fucking
Yeah,
time.
dude.
If you're wasting your time on it, women don't find that attractive, even more so.
Completely agree, 100%.
Definitely, but from my experience, most of the bodies I got is from social media.
Okay, but you're different, and you probably use it in a much different way than he does if he's down bad.
Yeah,
Like the way that I was using it, I feel like the way that a lot of people use it is just to scroll, and they're honestly they look at these fucking booties and these titties, but they're honestly too afraid to say anything. They're just simping,
yeah.
and it's
They're
taking
just-
away from their
just
own
looking.
energy and putting it to somebody else.
Then when they're done seeing that, they're just move on to another one. It's like the opposite of dopamine detox.
Yes, and I will tell you the best way to quit social media is to delete all of your friends on it and delete all of your contacts on it, and then delete your account. Because if you make another account, you need to add them all back, and it's fucking awkward and cringe.
Yeah, they just. I mean, if you delete all your accounts and all that shit, gets deleted along with that. Alright, Flo,
there's
go ahead.
actually there's levels. There's levels to it. There's levels to like how far you want to commit to the like outsourcing your behavior to your environment. There's levels to. Some people might not want to delete their social media, and some people are ready to do that. Some people are ready to like use a few hours. You just have to figure that out first. My second point. For like Haki said, just delete it straight up, right? I would go.
All your contacts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would actually go like so far to just delete the people you don't know.
But
Because you'll be tired of looking at only at your friends. Stop following the fucking major.
yeah, but it doesn't look. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because it doesn't matter who you follow. You're still gonna get like recommendations on your main page.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
dude.
I'm telling
You're
you,
right.
the best way to do it, if
I
you're
was
down
talking
for
about
Reddit,
point.
you want to delete everyone and delete that shit.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
talking
Haki,
about
do you have social media?
I deleted every social media like I think 2-3 years ago. I haven't used it once since. I only use YouTube, which I also have been cutting down on YouTube tremendously lately. But
So
the way
your
I
friends
Snapchat-
send text through WhatsApp or something?
I only use WhatsApp for my family, and then I have a very I keep my circle very small, and the people that I do text, yeah, we just send text.
Oh, okay.
Cafe, bro.
Hey.
Where do you eat? In the kitchen. I mean, kitchen is a pretty good, convenient place to eat. I mean, bro, if I'm assuming that you asked me like whether or not I eat in, but do not fucking eat in the bed. Like it's, do not eat. Like that goes back to the association. Like you need to associate your place of eating, like with the place where you want to be eating. Because for example, when you eat, for example, in your office, then this might happen to you. You're working. You have like this nice, really good flow of work, and then you stop, and then you're like thinking about nothing, and you're about to get back to your work, and then you start feeling hungry because you remember that food that you just ate.
Well, are you saying if you work in or if you eat in between your work?
No, if you eat like at your office, like you might associate
At your workstation.
your like right next to your computer.
Yes. I agree with that. Yeah, that's completely correct.
But isn't that good for a bulk? Like every time you go upstairs to your office, you like associate with eating. So
No, I think
you get reminding of eating.
I think that creating dedicated places to dedicated things is a really good way of organizing your life and keeping that discipline.
Oh, but he said, isn't it good for bulk? Which, yeah, I should. I guess
Yeah,
it is good
I
for
guess it
bulk.
is. But then you're gonna.
Yeah.
But then when you're cutting, then you gotta disassociate that habit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
See-
that's a whole other process. What Matt Penn was
Wait
saying,
a second.
Discord is social media. I totally disagree, because Discord doesn't have any algorithm. It doesn't have the bad things of social media. If social media didn't have an algorithm like Discord, it would be way better and not brain rotting.
All right, wait a second.
So,
Cafe,
the
explain.
reason-
Wait a second. CFO, explain what more. What is it? Fluid, mute your mic. Mute your mic because there's a lot of noise coming. Yeah, so explain what more can accountability partner help you with. Do you guys have a take on it? Because I do.
Who asked the question? What is the question?
CFL. Explain what more can an accountability partner help you with.
Dude, everything. It's quite
Yeah, dude.
literally directly in the name.
And that's
to
because-
hold you accountable and to
Yeah, dude.
keep you honorable to your word. It's like if you give a promise to someone else, it's going to be much more powerful. I think the way to describe this perfectly, you are stronger when you're fighting for someone else versus when you're fighting for yourself.
I have a different way of describing
you're
that.
doing
I think
things
that when you start feeling an obligation to another person to complete that. Because because when you feel an obligation to yourself, then it's like it's like awkward. But when you gotta know that I cannot let this person down. Like this person believes in me. Like then you get this boost in in motivation. So actually, one of the things that I've learned in what is it? I believe it's one of Russell Brunson's books. Was he was telling about how to take action, about skill of taking action in business, and he said that the way he motivates himself to take action is by setting hard deadlines. Like for example, you like advertise this shit everywhere on your social media, so you feel so much obligation to do that shit because a lot of people are expecting for that.
I want to highlight Matt Penn's point here. If you're not fighting for someone else, fighting for a religion or a concept is beyond all. Yeah, dude, honestly, if you have like a god figure, a role model figure that you're not like just by yourself alone in your mind, but you're even not like a religion or someone, but even like a tangible like Hamza. You could be thinking of Hamza. Like, what if I was talking to an imaginary Hamza and telling Hamza, I'm gonna achieve this goal within the next week or next month or whatever, and you have that thing that you sort of like idealize and you kind of give that energy to keep you accountable. I think imaginary friends are like a very real thing that you can utilize.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
Napoleon Hill did it.
What do you mean by imaginary friends?
Exactly.
Do you think that
what I mean by
imaginary
imaginary
friends are, like imaginary friends as if people on Discord are invisible friends?
Oh no. Imaginary friends isn't like directly created by your imagination. People on Discord are not imaginary. Like
Yeah,
you can quite literally just have a conversation and see their faces through the camera and you
Yeah.
can meet up with them.
Yeah. So
But I'm talking about like more so what Porco Rosso mentioned. Like if any of you guys know Napoleon Hill's book, I don't know what book.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yes,
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich. He literally has in his dreams and in his imagination, he creates a table of sitting like a round table with all of his role models. Like one of them was Abraham Lincoln. If you know any of the other ones, Porco Rosso, please mention. But he had like a bunch of role model figures, which like he imagined what they would respond to him, what they would say to him for real, and then they would speak to him, and that would use to help him in like business ventures and life in general. They would be his role models, and that's a very, very powerful use of imagination.
It's basically a splitted image of his personality to get every positive of every type of way of thinking. It's basically 4 different perspectives. Basically, he had like 10 people in there, and the 10 people all had different perspectives of things that were going on in his life.
yeah, so he's like creating 4 different personalities within himself to see from different perspectives.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like multiple.
Yeah, and also it's pretty interesting because you know that these imaginary friends are not gonna betray you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like you don't have to deal with anxiety over whether or not this friend is gonna be, faithful. All right, Fluidum. I think I'm gonna remove you from the stage and let Sergey speak a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna move you to audience.
Dude, one thing that I also wanted to make a point on is somebody said that Discord is not really a social media, which I disagree with because Discord is essentially like the extension of every other.
It's even more social than social media because you can actually speak to people and interact.
Yeah, and even more so, it's like an extension of every other media. Like every Twitch or every YouTuber has a Discord, and it's very easy, just like click, boom, and you're in there. So in that sense, it really is just as connective and just as like.
It's even more connective.
As many pop-ups.
It's even more connective because you can like go into the chat and speak with as many people as you can. So I think that it is quite actually ironic that on Discord we're speaking about how detrimental Discord can be. But I think it's important to have like Discord detoxes when you're like even in this cult, in this Hamza's cult.
Yeah.
But the thing is.
Okay, let's say.
Right. The thing that I already mentioned is Discord doesn't have an algorithm, and like if Instagram and Snapchat, not Snapchat, but also Snapchat with the stories, but if Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat didn't have an algorithm, it wouldn't be that bad.
See,
it would be just like WhatsApp or
I disagree because you're saying Discord doesn't have an algorithm, but I think it does because Discord is an extension of every other media site, such as YouTube, such as Twitch. So every other place that there is a content creator influencer, they have a link in the bottom of their chat. Go to my Discord, and people do go to the Discord, and then people are in like 100 different Discords.
Yeah,
Because it is just the algorithm, bro. The algorithm is the rest of the internet.
Yeah, the 1 week ago I had like I don't know 20 different Discords, and they were just distracting me. I just removed them all, and
Yeah.
the only 3 Discords I am in is First Man, Hamza, and Grubina. Yeah, shout out to my guy.
Ooh, First Man has a Discord. Is it good? How does it differ from this one?
I think it's I would say it's pretty good. I mean, he has, of course, he has a lot more about facial improvements and looks maxing. I think it's a good. No, it's more black pilled side of the red pill, but I think it's good. I think it's a really good Discord.
Yeah, I feel like the entire First Man Discord is just gonna be the entire Hamza Discord.
Yeah, yeah. Wait a little bit, Madpin. You're gonna get it. All right, Sergey, what did you want to say?
I had some X points on social media and all that shit. I heard you, Haki, you deleted our social media like 2-3 years ago, and I'm really impressed by that because like I did it like 6 months ago, I think. Deleted the whole thing like literally, and I like my life has been completely changed by that shit. Like
Yeah.
I have never like and when I hear somebody actually did it, like I'm actually impressed because like that is not an easy decision to make, because like we all, even if we are on self improvement, we all lack a little grasp of
Attention.
people, yeah, some kind of, yes, exactly, some kind of like attention, from you get it from social media. And I think like the social media has a great impact on everyone's lives right now, because when Instagram, Facebook, or any other shit, when it started, it was mainly like an app to like find some people and tell them where to meet, like in IRL. Like, and right now it has become like a platform where people just sit in their homes all day and talk.
Yeah.
And like, and look at that shit, like people, you can like, I don't even know how it is anymore, like, because I don't have it, but like when you wake up and when you see fuck ton of notifications from the Instagram, like, and you always check like did this girl add me, did this like guy add me, oh he said this, and you have like you lose fuck ton of time like doing that. And then like when we get into a point of scrolling through the TikTok and other things like reels, it's even more fucked up because you just can't stop doing that. And like when I go to sleep, I have no fucking like problem with going to sleep, because I know I learned that I'm not like left out of anything. Like I have no notifications. Literally, like right now, the only notification is like Hamza's cold hosting. So like it's completely different thing. Like and if you think like when you change that shit, like I have bigger respect for you. So Haki, you want to add something? I think.
No, it's cool. I forgot. Maybe I wanted to ask something. It's cool though.
Guys,
Yeah,
I have to go.
yeah.
So bye.
All right,
Thank
bye.
you.
Alright, yeah, man.
See you, man. Thank you for your insight. All right, I think Goloni, you wanted to say something, right? Wait a second.
I think someone asked you a question though, Sergey.
Yeah, Chris, he's asked me, what do you think is the difference though between reading and inference scrolling in cool general? Like when you mean when you scroll to cool general, like
What do you mean by reading? Like reading books or reading?
no, oh, I understanding. So he means like what's the difference between like scrolling through TikTok and shit and scrolling through like this chat, like literally the cool general chat. So like
Okay.
that's what was something we might wanted to discuss. Like I think like what you said, Haki, that the Discord is also, of course, a social media, but I think it has more space to be used as something else than most of today's social media apps. Like, I personally use it to literally go here, post things for on like cult co-working, accountability, help people, and chat, and go into literal voices, and that's literally it. Like, I don't. But it will be much harder when I had like, if I had like Instagram or some shit, like, and people were sending me shit like, and reels and all that shit, like, it will. What do you think about that, Haki?
Every single time I come on here, I am benefited in some sort of way. I feel like I leave with more value. I feel like I'm much more focused on my goals. Like, I feel like as Monique said, value-wise, like the value that you get from being on this, and even just like, even if you're on here for an hour, the conversations that you have on here are more than likely not going to be pointless. Like, I very little do I see like random just like bullshit conversations, versus I always see people trying to benefit each other in some sort of way and help each other.
Exactly. And that's why, like, the difference between this server, I mean, this server has become like, I'm literally 7 days here, like, I'm no one here, like, no one knows me, but I'm literally feel like this is my like second family, because people in other servers, people either fake compliment you, or like do Jeffrey shit, or waste your time, or post shit posts. Like, there is, I haven't found, I have fuck ton of servers like right now. I haven't entered them like in months, and they are all like that. I didn't have any value from any of that shit, like right now. And whoever like has any Discord server right now and is like, and needs to check every minute what's on it, like, I suggest you just like don't like if what I would do in your place is like really think about that shit. Like, is it really valuable? Because but Haki, what are your opinions? Like, in my opinion, it's much more harder to use Instagram, Facebook, especially TikTok, for something valuable than using something like Discord.
I mean, if you're
What do you think?
wait a second.
There's very little value in like Instagram and stuff. There's basically no value.
Well,
in
dude,
Instagram.
Yeah, unless you're like researching, you know, the market that you're selling to, like that's the only value that I can think of. But
yes, exactly. But I don't
Only
use any of
value-
those things.
Only value I get from Instagram personally is probably just talking with my friends, because we're mostly with my friend group. We all use Instagram to talk, which is really weird. But for example, it really does depend. With social media, it depends what use you give it. Like, I feel like there's no problem if you have like Instagram installed on your phone, if the only thing you're doing is like responding to a message from a friend, or like you're gonna go meet up with like one of your friends.
Yeah,
for example.
exactly. That's what yeah.
It could become a
Like
trap,
having
dude,
fun.
because you could message your one friend and then you just scroll for
That
5 minutes.
happens. That
Yeah, it
happens.
does.
a
It
lot.
does.
That happens.
Yeah,
When I started-
exactly.
When I started like trying to reduce my hours on my phone, I remember I would open up Instagram. I got a text from my friend. Click on the text, and I'll go to and it wouldn't even send me to the like actual text message. It would send me to the fucking feed where all the like the stories are and all the posts. And I remember at the beginning stages, I would always click on one of the fucking stories.
Yeah,
It
and-
always
and-
happens.
Yeah.
I think that's why.
And even with that, it's such a fucking psychological trap, because no matter how disciplined you are, it's still literally designed to appeal to like the deepest parts of your brain that
Yeah.
you're going to want to scroll, and you're going to want to see how everybody else, how the rest of humanity is doing. That's why I think you should just delete everyone and fucking delete that shit.
And that's why I think
Yeah,
the best
I
way
know.
to discipline yourself is to get an accountability partner. Like
You need to
not on
discipline
Discord though,
yourself. This is all discipline.
not on Discord though, like in real life. Because on Discord, you know, on Discord, people will not see your negative habits that you're doing during the life. Because there are some habits that you might not even realize that you're doing. For example, you might, I don't know, you might be scrolling Instagram exactly as you're, you know, sitting down at a specific chair. People are not gonna notice that, or people might notice that, you know, you're binge eating or something like that. But when you have friends in real life, they're able to help you, and that's why it's so important to, you know, to get high value friends.
I do, but
Yeah.
even then,
The thing
the
is-
reason why I value Discord is because you could share, and a lot of people, this Discord is really designed to share those like low value habits that a lot of people have, and that's why
Yeah.
Discord is so much. That's why I don't want to say Discord in general, but like this Discord that Hamza has established, that we're all a part of,
It's a
is
godsend.
so fucking powerful. There's so
Yeah.
Yeah,
so much value and so much support in it.
yeah. Hamza made
Yeah.
it. My,
Everyone here is your accountability partner.
Kathy, one
Yeah.
thing that you said before about finding like a valuable friend, the thing is, for a lot of like teenagers, just young people, it's really
Yeah.
it's hard to find those valuable people.
Exactly.
yeah, dude, I actually have. You know why? You know how? I have found one valuable friend, but we live far away from each other. Like he lives like I don't know, 20, 30 kilometers away. So, but I have found one IRL friend that's that also is interested in self improvement, and that guy is actually the old. I don't know, he used to be the alpha kid in like the elementary school. Like all the yeah, dude. And I used to be like the quiet kid. So look how you know how by contrast like we cross our paths. Like that's really interesting. Like when you start, I think that the best way to find a high value friend as a teenager is to just message as many people as
You
possible.
need to enter social like
Yeah.
groups,
Message as many
like
people as
for
possible. Speak to
example.
as many people as possible. Like I just randomly one day, like I was on holiday, I just saw him online. I thought he was a cool guy, and I just messaged him. And that goes back to how I was, you know, what kind of environment he was creating on me when I was in the elementary school. Because he was so likable. So he was actually the only person that I was likely to text after this long of a while. So he actually made like this I don't know. He actually gave me like this he installed in me this instinct that hey, he branded himself as this cool guy that everybody likes and that has given him benefits in the future. So that's why I think that's why it's so important to be likable, because then after a long while, you
Yeah,
don't know what's
sure.
going to happen, but after a long while I messaged him and now he gained a self-improvement partner, and I also did.
I agree with most of what you said, except for be likable and to try to message as many people as you can. Because I think if you message as many people as you can, you're gonna waste a lot of your time.
I think as
exactly.
many. All right,
More
within the realms of reasonability. I mean, I think that within the realms of reason. What the fuck?
But even then, in order to do that, you need social media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
I think some
I think you're
some
already
social
using
media.
social
Yeah,
media.
some social media is dude. It's not completely it's not completely bad to use social media. It's like it's important to control
I
it.
disagree. That's where I disagree. I don't think we have control over it. I don't think we could control it.
Yeah, of
I
course.
Especially
disagree too.
Especially the
I
level
don't think
we're at
I
right
don't
now.
think I mean haki.
All right, fluid.
Yeah, I think the level where we're at right now, we can't control it. Like, and even my point earlier, like even if you're very disciplined, it's literally all psychologically designed to capture your mind, to entrap your mind in
But
that
what
shit.
but what if you want to be like a fuckboy? Then you like need like for
That's
example
Then-
Instagram.
keeping you in
For example, you need like Instagram. Instagram is like the best dating app, right?
basically, yeah.
I guess I can't relate to that because I've never done that, but in my view, that's
It
a
is,
waste
yeah.
of time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
is.
have something to say.
Wait a second. Fluid wants to join the stage. I think 5 people is absolute max. So I'm gonna have to remove someone in the future. So yeah, I'm just gonna add Fluid, and yeah, I'm not gonna add any more people.
All right.
I mean, 5 people is enough.
Yeah, true.
Next time I'm gonna have to remove someone. So anyone who contributes the least to the conversation is gonna get removed.
Oh, dude, I want to say one more thing about your point of messaging as many people as you can. I think more important than that is to focus on yourself and
Yeah, of
be
course.
the person that you want to see other people to be for you.
That attracts
was the
other
biggest
people
thing
to
I had
you.
learn.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. Yeah, dude. You just that is actually very, very, very good advice, because I'm gonna use an example of that alpha guy. He created that aura of likability, and
Yeah.
that made me message him. So he like made a he like made an return on investment from me. On he invested in me by being likable and being putting in effort to be likable. And
Do you remember the biggest things that stood out about him that made you like him?
yeah, he was just friendly to anybody. He was welcoming. He was understanding. He was open-minded.
The thing is,
Charismatic.
people don't
Yeah,
force
charismatic.
themselves. People don't force themselves to be like likable. They are likable
Hmm
because they are like likable.
Yeah.
They
No,
No, I
because
disagree.
people
I
need
disagree.
to-
Alan,
people
let
need
me-
to-
I disagree. Kathy,
Yeah,
you
I
read
also
the book,
disagree.
right?
I think I
You
made
know
I think
how-
I made myself likable. You go first, Lud.
You've read How to Make Friends and Influence People.
Yep.
You know you can make a lot of differences in your habits and how you
Guys,
treat
once
people
I
to
actually
actually be like you. I've done the same thing where I was actually for people think I'll be like a complete asshole, and after I read that book, it changed like the life around. Like people would be coming to me for advice or whatever the fuck, or they would want to talk, and exactly for those same reasons, those same qualities, where you be open-minded, friendly, and like just
lads, I need to leave real quick. It's pretty urgent, but thanks for like letting me on, guys. Hope you
Thanks
all
for your
have a good
time,
day.
bro.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Thank you, man.
Bye.
Alright.
Anyone disagree or?
I disagree.
Yeah, all right.
I have read that book. I disagree partially because I think a lot of points in that book are pretty good, but I don't like consciously remember any of those points, and I have a very easy time making friends and like approaching people. But I think more important than reading that book and like trying to emulate and program in the thoughts of that other person, I think just if you if you become high value and what you intuitively, innately believe will help you become higher value, you'll just naturally attract all of that. Instead of like forcing that and then forcing other people, like psychologically manipulating them, if you just work on yourself inwardly.
So if you
and let
program
that flow
yourself.
out.
Yeah. I have something to say. All right. Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
All right. So, when I had social media before, I have been a pretty much a good person. Like, I mean, like I've been. It
It's
means
when or
like,
before you
that
had
I
social
have
media?
been-
Like
Well,
with
before,
social
yeah.
media or without social media, you were a good person.
No, I mean, generally, I was like a person who was always like putting a lot of value to people, like in relationship between people. I would just put a lot of things. Like I would travel to someone, like, and putting a lot of effort in a relationship. And I was like, why they don't give the same amount of like value into our relationship? Why they don't put some effort? And I was like, if I delete social media, these who really want to keep our relationship will have to put in some effort to contact me, to find
For
me.
sure.
So I just did it one day, and you know what happened? Nobody responded. Like 2 or 3 people, like few days later. Like nobody, because people, like social media tricks you that you think people are putting effort into your relationship, but it's easy to just go in chat and do some shit. And right now, people to contact me from a city, like imagine some girl, she likes me, she has to like really put effort to like ask someone my number, because it's small city, so everyone knows each other, but ask someone my number to really contact me. And someone who knew me before needs to put some effort in our relationship. So like that's how social media also fucks us up. Like, and I'm done with putting a lot of effort. Like I have traveled like and did the most stupidest shit for some people, and they just don't give the same effort back. Like they don't give anything. So like I think there is a big tricks into that in the whole thing.
All right.
I agree. I think we all agree that social media has so many negative like points to it that literally take away from your life. But can anyone argue for any? Can anyone in chat or anyone
I think
in this voice chat give me any
I think it
positive
does.
points of social media?
What?
Yes.
Can you give me any positive points of social media?
Positive points
And
of
that-
social media. Well, the only one that I have is looking at what people are doing, but you really shouldn't be interested in that. So it depends on the positive and negative points of social media. Largely depend on what you want. Like there are many different types of self improvement ideologies. Like some people like hate gaming, despise gaming. Some people like gaming and also keep that in their life because they gain value from that. So I think that it really depends.
But you think they gain value from what?
From value as if happiness. Like there are some people who for example, the life of Pablo. This guy, he makes gaming tutorials using self improvement.
Uh, see, I agree that it's instant gratification. I don't agree that it's happiness. As being somebody that's addicted to video games, that played games for most of my life, I think in
Yeah.
the moment it makes you satisfied, but I think it distracts you from what you need to be doing. Because like you're not
Exactly.
investing, you're not living in the now for the future. You're actually just becoming weaker
Yeah, of course, but you
for
cannot
tomorrow.
you cannot delay gratification forever.
Yeah. I mean, in
But you
gaming,
can for most of the time. And if you're playing games, then you're probably playing games for most of the day. And if you're playing games
Yeah.
for most of the day,
Yeah, so-
then you're working on yourself for a very little amount of the day, if not at all.
Yeah, so
that's
I think
the thing. That's the biggest problem here
No.
because the
wait a
the
second, wait a
gaming,
second, wait a second.
right?
I think that, I mean, considering that you control that shit, but I think that you know, of course, we cannot control every single aspect of everything. Like you cannot, you hacky, you cannot control every single aspect of yourself. Like even
Of course not.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like
You
you
can't
like
control
to
most of it, bro.
yeah, but you think that you cannot control most of social media.
I don't think I control any social media. I think if I installed social media today, I'd be addicted to it
Especially TikTok. Fuck TikTok.
very quickly. I've
Well, I
never
think-
downloaded TikTok. I'm really blessed. But that's the thing. That's my point. Is I think that we've been made very weak, and I think that
Exactly.
especially video
exactly.
games. If I start playing games, dude, I could easily play 10 hours.
Yeah, yeah. I have something to say about video
Oh,
games.
wait.
Like, I have been a fucked up gamer, like
Mhm.
fucked up Jeffrey. Like, it worsened my life in worst thing. Like, so the games, like the most of the games, we can all agree that most of the games. So like Fortnite, PUBG, all the AAA games, like people are playing right now multiplayer. You need to train and grind to actually be good. And that means taking a lot of time on your day to train and grind. And at the end of that, game makes you think you're skilled. But in real life, you have did nothing except
Jeffrey.
decreasing your health. Like exactly.
Yeah.
That's the biggest lie. Besides its gratification.
Of course, but
instant
listen, I'm not talking about grinding in a video
Games
game.
are literally built in a way that activates the same parts of your brain that are activated when you're fulfilled in life. So you're fulfilled in that game. You think you're good. You have a good life. Like your brain thinks subconsciously. Like you don't actively actually think, "Oh, I'm a fucking Adonis," right? But then you step out of the game, you get tired, or you go and sleep. Then that fucking crippling depression hits, where you think, "Oh shit, what the fuck am I doing with my life?"
I can't disagree. I kinda.
Alright, guys, get ready for a bomb.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, little Matt.
Oh, hi, Matthew.
I just slid back in. I just had to talk to my parents a bit. So what is the current topic?
Social media and gaming, and that hacky thinks that we cannot control it all, and that he.
Okay,
Hacking.
can I address Coach Woj's point real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Chess.
Go ahead.
Dude, chess is different than most of the games I'm speaking of, because chess is not instant gratification. Chess is
Yeah.
literally the definition of delayed gratification,
No.
thinking like fucking as many
Yeah.
moves ahead as you can.
I agree.
Developing a strategic mind. If you're playing
Yeah.
chess, you have my blessing.
Yeah.
If,
If you play like, any games like Risk, I think there's a game called like it's like it has the same name as like it's called Warzone, but it's not the Cold Warzone. It's a different one. It's like Risk, but a lot more complex.
Yeah, but
Ooh.
actually, wait a second. So, Hacky,
Those types of games.
Hacky, what do you think? So you think that if somebody plays chess, it's he has your respect, right?
yes.
Just because it's delayed gratification.
Just because it develops like a certain way
Yeah,
of
it's
thinking,
beneficial.
and
I agree.
it literally develops. It literally like there are many scientific studies.
Yeah,
But
it's
if you play, like,
scientifically
strategic-
proven that it develops.
Bro,
You're
bro.
right.
But if you play like
Like-
strategic games, then isn't that the same thing? Because you like have a real strategy. Or when you, for example, when you're like you could say the same about Minecraft and building fucking houses and being an architect.
It doesn't have the same level.
Listen,
Yeah, of course it
the
doesn't.
point
But I'm
is-
saying that if you're talking about games having a lot of certain games, like for example chess, having value because they develop
Yes.
certain skills, then
Yes.
other not only chess is qualified. Like it's not only board games that are qualified for that.
Chess.
Okay, because redstone building, like complex redstone building, uses the same coding that fucking coders use, right?
This man said.
Same logic. You need to know the same logic.
Can I just
Fuck.
can I just
Listen, I think that
Wait a
the
second, Matt
point I'm
wanted
making
to say
is
something.
The people that play these video games, I'm speaking of the majority. The people that click this video game and are instantly hooked and are hooked very easily because that's what these games are developed to do.
Yes.
Chess will not get you hooked instantly.
Yes.
Okay.
That's because it doesn't transfer you to different reality where you do things. It's like the literal board game, but maybe on screen. But a lot of people just play it like in real life. So
All right,
like,
let
it
my
doesn't
boy
transfer to
Matt
some
Pen have
digital
to
world.
say. Matt Pen wanted to say something. Yeah, he can. You can go ahead. Come on.
Chess does not promote anything short term. The whole nature of chess and some of the game's point is it has a positive psychological benefit as a result.
Yes.
Chess promotes long-term beneficial habits of constantly working towards a goal
Yes.
and going through unexpected environments. Same thing goes for strategy, like war, like risk, all of those, because it's based on all those.
If I could add something really quickly, dude, chess. I think you muted yourself by the way, Matt Pen. I don't know if that was intentional.
Sorry.
Chess literally it forces you to become smarter outside of the game because if you are not, then you are becoming dumber inside of the game. Versus the rest of these video games, they are quite literally you can sit on your couch, Cheetos, Doritos, fucking Mountain Dew, whatever the fuck, play this video game, have a benefit from it. You're not gonna have that stimulation from chess if you keep getting destroyed over and over and over.
Wait a second. Haki, wait a second.
Go ahead, Matt.
So, have you heard of Minecraft fucking anarchy servers?
No, I don't know what that is.
Right.
Yes.
So, for example, 2B2T is like a server of, it's like basically anarchy, so you can do whatever the fuck you want. So, these people inside of these servers are establishing their own politics for their own fucking countries and shit. Like, they're establishing their groups. So, they think that will be beneficial for developing, for example, leadership skills or, solving problems.
Yeah.
Haki.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? Oh,
He's
I'm
saying-
sorry. Can you repeat that?
No, I said it right. Matt, let me speak for myself. So there are, for example, Minecraft servers that
Yes, anarchy servers.
anarchy servers that are basically a reflection of a real world. So for example, people are basically, since you can do whatever the fuck you want, just like in real life.
Reflection of the real world. What do you mean by that? A reflection. Go finish your point though. Sorry.
I mean that you can do whatever the fuck you want, just like in real world. So people are developing their own politics over there and their own groups. So they may actually be developing some skills, like for example, leadership abilities. So do you think that is beneficial?
No, simply for the fact because I think that you developing. I disagree that it's entirely a reflection of real life because in order to move your Minecraft character, type on a keyboard, bro. I'm sure we've all experienced this. The confidence you have on Discord typing on any social media platform in Minecraft is boosted through the fucking roof versus bro. You could become a fucking political Hitler in Minecraft or a political Joe Biden or Trump in Minecraft, but in real life, nothing, bro. You're like really. I think the skills that you gain are minimal. And also another point I want to make. I think there's a big difference between playing chess in person versus playing it online and in front of a computer screen.
Exactly. Yes, I agree.
So. I think what Kathy's sort of trying to say is introducing real-world aspects that have direct correlations to real-life obstacles and
Wait a second. No, let me say something now. I think that you were talking about long-term thinking, how that inspires it, how it's delayed gratification. Well, I think that microservices like that they also inspire like long-term thinking because you gotta predict if you're a leader of some kind of group. And also, wait a second. If you want to use the argument, oh, it's not the same in the game as in real life, then I can use the same argument like that when we're talking about chess, because it's not the same. It's not the same on the chessboard as it is in real life. And if you use the argument that
I have a point, I can prove.
I have to respond to him directly because he's attacking my point.
Can I just say? I just want to say something. Really, just 5 minutes. I'm sorry, but I've played chess professionally during when I was like around about.
This proves my point. Look, this kid's a fucking pro chess player. He's smarter than all of us. That's it.
I stopped playing. And I wasn't the best, mind you, but I did play chess professionally as a young kid. And I was in those communities. I was in Daisy group. We were managing supplies, trade relations, whatnot. I've made these groups more. Yes, they're good solely under the under the basis that if you're practicing leadership skills, negotiation, or whatnot through day-to-day life, but you also need to have the mindset that this is still a fantasy, and you need to correlate your experiences in those games and tone it down, or in some cases exaggerate it, for the real life experiences. And that is when you start to benefit from it. In games like chess and whatnot, it's nowhere near like that, because you're playing against the person, and the game is not so how do I put it, anarchistic. It is based on the rules, specific rules and guidelines, and it is about overcoming a person's strategy. You have to break through their defense, and you have to break through their defense, and ensure you're impregnable throughout the whole match. And when you play against the time or whatnot, it refines your mind. That's why it's so much different to other games, because other games have constant distractions, that keep you sucked in. But games like that, it's purely based on the caliber of your opponent and what you can do as well.
All right, wait a second. What's up, guys?
I have nothing. I have one point to add, is that all of the kings, all of the leaders in this world, especially in our more ancient times, have all played chess for a reason. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it's ancient game, literally.
All right, guys. How are you doing?
Strategy.
Versus what fucking political leaders play Minecraft and
Exactly.
anarchist server?
What?
I think you should set something to prove a point,
Wait a second.
some situation.
Guys,
I should say what?
a game I would recommend you all to play. I'll look it up right now. It's Warframe, a strategy game. It is you manage a variety of reasons, and it's based on both your ability to sustain your nation. You build up assets and whatnot. It's like Risk, but a lot more slightly in depth, and it relies more on a wider variety of tactics in play.
I'd rather play chess.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I'd advise you to
Kade, I think in order to prove your point, you should need to give us exact thing in Minecraft server to compare us in something in real life, so we can discuss that kind of
Well,
situation.
then, in order for me to do that, then I would need to.
Without a factual basis.
I think Kathy did do that, Sergey. He compared anarchy Minecraft servers to real life politics, and the biggest.
No, I meant the exact situation.
No, wait a second. No, there is no exact situation, dude. No, bro. There is no exact situation that translates perfectly, right?
I meant what? So you're saying that you will benefit from it, and tell me some situation from which you would benefit, exact situation, so we can discuss it.
All right. I don't want to, attack with a question on a question, so I'm just gonna say I do not have an exact situation, but also there's not necessarily a bad thing, because tell me one exact situation like that in chess.
Dude, every single situation is because chess is developing and refining your mind and your thinking abilities to be a strategician, a tactician, in order to play people based on a very specific and very certain defined set of rules and laws, which I would equate to the rules and laws of this world and of war. There's a reason why kings and queens have been playing chess, in order to refine their strategic and tactical abilities, and that directly converts and translates into battlefield, managing your armies, managing your assets and your resources.
Okay.
Literally directly through refining.
It is because.
Wait a second, Sergey. I want to say something. But, for example, like anarchy servers in Minecraft, where you can have real leadership. No, not real leadership, but actual leadership.
Real leadership, bro.
Kathy, I expressed the point that you were going to say, is that you have to also remember and correlate, tone it down when you come to real life, the real life counterpart to it. And then that's why I said it is beneficial, but you also need to come to acceptance that it is still a game, and then you need to from then on know how to adapt what you've learned from that environment, and then bring it into those. For instance, when I was doing trade deals with various factions for supply, armaments.
Look, Hamza has learned. Hamza said that he learned business from RuneScape.
Yes, exactly.
So RuneScape would also be beneficial.
It is, but it also has so many other factors of it which literally kind of destroy it and take you away from the world. Hamza also said how he was the biggest Jeffrey when he was playing that game, and I could attest to that. He also says in his videos that gamers are they have the most potential, and this becoming Jeffrey to Adonis because we already know that life is about leveling up. We've already learned those those laws or those principles through this video game that we can apply to real life now. But also, the point I want to make on the Minecraft server is, bro, I can literally go on a Minecraft Anarchy server, go with some of the boys on Discord, make like a little Taliban group, and start TNTing the headquarters political faction.
It is a lot harder to do so in, for instance, the environment I mentioned in DayZ, because it's a continuous grind from when you spawn in and to build your...
That's why you need to know live the fucking game.
That's why you still need to make allies, or you still need to do covert
Alright. Actually,
it's a lot more in depth, and that's
after you, Matt,
a more realistic environment.
Alright, so Appetite said, why are we using video games as a tool? Why not learn the skills that we can learn from these games by just directly applying and learning the skills in real life?
I agree. And I think that a lot of these games literally take away from the experience that we could be having in real life, and also add so many other unnecessary factors like RuneScape, which RuneScape is quite literally the definition of delayed gratification. But a lot of people,
yeah, it is.
A lot of people waste so much time on it.
Yeah.
Appetite.
But also, okay, go ahead.
Appetite. The reason being is that sometimes people are not given the opportunities in life to learn and to develop these important skills, and as a result, these fictional environments are about as close as you can get. You know, it's easier to take in, to then and to express properly and all that, than it is to be in real life with genuine consequences for a lack of knowledge. It's a lot easier to lose a game of chess than it is to be completely destroyed in a battlefield. It is a lot easier to know how to manage trade and barter and all those in online game markets than it is to be scammed.
I'll go after you.
In your life.
Right.
That's what I mean. You know, you can still gain a lot from it,
but you'll never gain as much as from real experiences, from real losses.
Exactly.
Yeah, we kind of moved from the main team here, so like...
Dude, that is why chess differs, because chess does not suck you in. Chess is not instant gratification.
The difference...
I think it can. Dude, I once became sucked in by chess, just like you can become sucked in by RuneScape. You can get addicted.
How many hours did you play? How many hours did you play on chess? How much time did you dedicate to chess versus RuneScape? Like, I dedicate thousands of hours RuneScape versus I only dedicate like 200 to chess, because it became almost like work to me. It is the work to get better at it.
I became like I had like 1,000 hours of chess. I mean, I don't know. Like if you compare it to how much people play, for example, CS:GO, I played like for 1,000 hours. Shares because I became addicted to that shit, because I became addicted to that feeling of winning real, not real, like these fictional battles. But instead, now I started self-improvement because I wanted to win in real life.
I have 4,000 hours on DayZ.
The reason why chess won't suck you in because it doesn't create a digital world you can apply your life into. Like, it's not Minecraft, it's not something else. You're not in digital world. You're here and now trying, like, you're in literal mathematical things, like counting every move. Like in chess, you learn how to deal with in infinite number of situations that can occur on different things, and that increases
I got two things after that.
Creativity.
I got two things after that. So someone said we need a spark to become better. Video games is our spark.
No.
Yeah, and Monique said, IG, it could be a gateway for kids, and I think that we're using wrong gateways.
Exactly.
Like, instead of giving them video games, why don't we give them, like, I don't know, self-improvement?
Direct experience.
Why not be a good parental figure? For instance, if I ever do get kids, I find it to be a lot better of an experience to show them lessons of like the impermanence of all things, the how you have to provide, how you have to sometimes do things you don't want to, the necessity of learning trade and valuable skills. You can teach so many things by just taking someone out hunting.
Yeah, and don't give them phones before 16.
Taking them camping.
I'd love to go camping.
By waking up early, giving them opportunities in life. That is what I would prefer.
That's also another correlation I want to make between chess and sports. I feel like chess is the sports of
mind.
Video games.
I go to
the mind, exactly, because sports is like you're playing a game, But these skills in this game are directly translating into real life benefits. Like you're literally improving all of your body, all your cardiovascular health. You're improving your brain directly, and you're improving the skills that you have, like your confidence and your ability to be competitive, or all of the benefits.
Confidence.
The same thing I would apply to chess. In chess, you're not escaping to a virtual world. It's still the world that you're living in, and the way to deal with the problems in chess the best way will translate into dealing with the problems the best way strategically in the real world.
The thing is that chess encourages a lot more of a philosopher's mindset. Is what I've come to think, because it's very abstract.
do you mean?
What
do you mean philosopher's mindset?
Game by nature.
Yeah, ancient game, like literally. We need to respect the ancient.
Sorry, can I just finish? You know,
Of course.
You know, I've played in tournaments. I used to, how I started waking up early was I woke up early, 5 a.m. And then I was given a bunch of sheets of paper on various chess problems, and I was told how to, and I was said solve them. My dad solve them when I come back, and every single day I was doing it. And although it wasn't my best thing, I admit that. I wasn't the best at chess, but it taught me that, you know, when a thing becomes so abstract, it can be applied to almost everything, provided you give enough context. You know, the infinite amount of problems in it, and how to solve it promotes quick reaction time if you're playing on a timer. It promotes good in-depth thinking if you are planning multiple steps ahead. It also shows the way that you can now multiple paths that can come as a result, and multiple ways to respond to a situation. It's not just one, and that's what it does. It expands the minds, provides more opportunities. That is why chess is still so vital in a modern society.
Fair point.
It's because of the abstractness. It is because of how it can be directly translated. That is why.
Fair point.
It is not just the
That's the
battlefield.
same as reading, bro.
Yeah.
It's the same as reading.
It is actually the same as almost the same as reading, but still, if you don't do anything in the real world that you gain from chess, then it's useless.
Chess is so abstract that you can apply it to anything in the real world. It teaches you lessons. I provided many
Teaches you
examples.
infinite kinds of things that would happen to make your brain.
It teaches you lessons of life. You know, there's multiple pathways can come to sort of one action. There are many ways to respond to a situation. How to respond on the fly, and how to think far ahead to get to your goal.
Yo, Haki.
That is what chess teaches you.
Facts.
Yes,
Nick
sir.
says facts. As a musician and social skills coach, I have to be on social media, but I hate that shit. So,
Let me in.
yeah, what? Yeah, we'll go ahead.
No, go on.
Yeah. So, Kaki, you said that. So, what advice would you give to someone who has to be on social media for work, for example?
Dude, the thing is, if you're using social media for work, I feel like you're already at such a different level. Because if you're using it with a clear intention of having a business, I still think I think that Nick probably does experience sometimes still scrolling and just wasting his time on it.
Yeah.
But already, like, having a defined goal and having it to be purposefully, like, designed for your business evolution, you're already, the people that you're following, the amount of people, the specific people that you're probably not following much people, to be honest. You're probably just letting people follow you.
Yeah.
So I think if you're at that level where you're an entrepreneur, just knowing Nick from speaking to him, I think he probably does waste some time on social media, but I think the amount that he uses it for his benefit is so much better. And
Yeah,
so,
I know it.
It's a cost to the return. If it's not a positive net gain, there's no point.
Yeah, I know it from experience because I have. Yeah, go on.
Depending on how you approach it, you will get that return. But if you abuse it, you will only. It's like a stock market. If you invest in the wrong things and invest too much, you cripple. You get complete tanked. But if you do it properly, you know what you're doing. You know how to approach the situations. You know the patterns, whatnot. You know how to prevent yourself from falling into those traps. You'll make a lot of money from it.
Yeah. I know it from experience because when I deleted social media, I made recently or like a few months ago, I also made a business account for affiliate marketing, and it's literally a different thing. Like, I post things on that, share, and I literally close it up because I have nothing to watch than just like some other dumb people also saying things like me. Like, I have nothing to watch on there. And even if people are messaging me, I can only like reply to they're messaging me about the job. So like I don't have any distractions on that. Like if you need like a business account for real, but I wouldn't also recommend even that.
Alright, I see that Fluid wants to get on the lecture.
Yeah, Floyd wasn't take.
I'm just gonna invite him.
Quite literally a double-edged sword, dude. It's how you use it. It's how you utilize it. Welcome back,
Yeah.
Life.
Welcome back.
Yo, Floyd.
Can I
Yeah, of course, go ahead. Sure.
so and it's sort of those are my general opinions on the matter. Is anyone else has to on their opinions?
Is there anything anyone else what?
And is anyone else wants to like introduce to the topic? Because I think we've covered it pretty in depth actually.
Yeah.
Chess
We moved
based,
from the
reading is
topic
based.
already.
Chess is based, reading is based, sports are based. That's it. Don't play
Yeah.
video games.
Yeah.
I think,
Unless you're making money.
yeah.
But then you're becoming kind of a loser, and when you start making money.
But then what? I mean, if you're making money from video games, then
Okay, if you're making money, but then be sure to also exercise on the side.
Yeah, personally, that's why you need to manage things properly. If you don't have a strict, rigorous schedule, you will become absorbed. And for instance, that's the issue with programmers. That's why programmers have generally terrible bodies, terrible schedules, and terrible health. Because they're so absorbed into the problems that they have in programming that they do not schedule themselves properly. And and what companies exploit that, they create an environment for leisure inside the workplace. But they don't do it next to the offices. They put it in a separate place, a recreational group. That's what they keep the workers absorbed. They keep dependency in that, and so it continues. It promotes overtime. It promotes over reliance.
yeah. So
No, it's
can I
just-
just?
it's just a general-
Alright, wait a second. Before we continue, can I just say something? Alright, I'm just gonna say two things. So first of all, I'm just gonna invite after our Fluid left again. Alright, so I'm gonna invite
Yeah.
after to the lecture to this lecture stage, and then I think I'm gonna end the lecture.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I need to go to sleep, bro. Yeah, and
Yeah, and Floyd can't talk in lecture.
Yeah, I do.
Because his mic will broken.
and yeah, next time, I mean, I got lots of new topics to cover in the lectures. Next time I'll talk about something like confidence or some shit like that, or some stuff like that. Oh, Colton.
Yo. Hey, after you end this, if anybody
I
wants to keep
don't-
on having a discussion, then we could turn this into a discussion rather than an actual lecture.
I mean, we could continue.
So-
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I mean, we can continue. I mean, Colton, you have the admin thing.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. Like after you leave because it's
Yeah.
late,
Yeah, so
we
just
could turn this into a discussion if anybody would like.
yeah, so we're just
I
gonna
would like
change
that.
change the name to
Yeah.
discussion about random stuff.
Oh, dude, the original
Right.
topic of discussion was environment, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, we
Yeah.
talked about social media, so that is an environment actually.
It's changed and evolved
Yeah.
so much. I mean,
We
every
didn't really cover all of it, so.
Yeah.
Every single topic like discussed, social media environments related both digitally into and in games into real life and how they correlate, experiences gained as a result, how to correlate, all of those things, they still relate to the core discussion of environment because each topic was introduced branching off of that core foundation.
Yeah. All right. Yo, Colton, can you just get on the stage for a second?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave in like 5 or 10 minutes. So can you just I don't know, maybe mute yourself and just stay in the discussion just to keep this thing going. Yeah. Okay.
Lecture. Wait, so
Yes.
if you have lecture role, if you have lecture role, you can manage this lecture. Is that how it works?
If you have
Yeah.
the
No,
event
no,
organizer,
the lecture manager.
event organizer.
Yeah.
I
Event organizer.
Gotcha.
I'd love one day to actually host a lecture, but obviously later on.
Then you gotta
you-
stop spamming the
um,
Dynasty modes.
That's why I
can't-
still have
I'm
my
fucking addicted, bro.
moments. I still have my moments, but
We talk like 32 people aren't listening, bro.
Yeah. Now it's 22. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm actually gonna go to sleep right now. It's been a pleasure talking to you all, especially you,
Yeah,
Haki. You're
Alright, bro.
Haki. You're great at discussing.
Yo, thank you for giving me the opportunity to improve.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, bruh, but you were basically co-hosting this lecture. I gotta give you props. You are so great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for dragging me up.
Yeah, dude. Like, if you were not contributing, I would have, left you in the audience. But you're basically co-hosting this lecture, so I give props to you. If I could, I would give it the advanced role event organizer, but I cannot. So yeah. So you guys keep discussing about stuff. I'm gonna go to sleep. See ya. See y'all.
All right, yeah, man.
My next lecture is gonna be really organized, just like syntaxes. All right. Bye.
I'd be more than happy. I love the European times as well. It allows me, with my schedule.
All right. See you,
to-
boys.